I'm going to show you how to make perfect spaghetti straps and how to turn them without using the turning tubes. I'm going to show you a simple, easy technique using a big eye or a thick needle. So this is what our spaghetti strap will look like. I chose a satin fabric because satin is the hardest fabric to turn. So what you want to start by doing to get a perfect strap is you want to cut your strap on the bias. So what you want to do first of all is find the cross grain of your fabric. And I found the cross grain, so let me go ahead and cut this. So this is the portion here that you want your strap to be made from. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this open so that the fold line is 2 pieces instead of just 1. Okay, and we're going to work with one of these pieces. We're only going to work with this one. So now what we're going to do is fold that piece in half, and we're still making sure that when we fold it in half, we've got the stretch or the fold that I cut, fold it in half. So now what you want to do is cut your strap. Now my strap is a 1/2 inch wide, so whatever the width of your strap, you want to double that. So my strap measures a 1/2 inch, so that's a 1/2 inch on both sides, so that's 1 inch. So when I cut my fabric, my strip of fabric, I'm going to cut it 2 inches wide. And that way the inside of my strap will be nice and thick and filled in. So you can do this one of 2 ways. You know me, I like the shortcuts. You can fold it over again. Fold it over and make sure you've got 4 even spots. And you can just simply line up your seam gauge. And that's what I'm going to do is line up my seam gauge. And I'm going to cut, and it doesn't have to be exactly perfect. You can even chalk this out. So I'm just going to line it here. This is just a shortcut, so you don't have to pull out any extra tools, and just cut it straight across. So now what you have is one strap, and it's cut 2 inches wide. It's going to end up being a 1/2 inch strap. You notice the tail end of your strap has a rectangle. You want to cut that straight. So I'm just going to cut it so that it's straight across. Now that you've got your strap cut, you want to fold it right sides together, and you want to sew the width of your strap. And in my case, my strap is a 1/2 inch, so I would be sewing a 1/2 inch seam allowance. And I have one here to show you where I've already sewn it. And as you can see, I've got a 1/2 inch there, and I got a 1/2 inch there. So now what I would normally do is take my turning tubes and insert my turning tubes up into the strap just like this. Take my pigtail, stick it inside, and turn it. But as you mentioned, some of you don't have this. So let's go old school. Old school is you're going to take a needle that is very thick. You want the thickest needle that you have and the longest needle that you have in your sewing supplies. And you're going to take a button thread or a buttonhole thread. This is a really thick thread. It's really hard to break it. And it's like a nylon thread. You can get some polyesters like that, but mine is a nylon. It's really, really thick. And you're just going to thread your needle. So I threaded the needle, and you're going to give yourself a nice long tail. A lot of times you'll see me sewing and I don't knot my thread, but this time I'm going to knot it, and you want a nice good knot. Make sure the knot is in place. So I'm just going to put my needle in about 1/2 inch inside. I'm going from the inside out, and that's where my knot is going to sit. And now I'm going to anchor it maybe about 3 or 4 times. This is an important part here. Don't worry about what it looks like. If it looks all knotty and everything down there, that's fine, because this is not going to matter. It's going to be cut off later. So now that I've got it knotted really, really good, you're going to take the back side of the needle, the part of the needle that you threaded, and you're going to thread it inside of your strap. So now I'm just threading it. I'm pushing it through. And the reason you do that is because if you did the other end that's sharp, it will come out and stick out in front of your fabric, and you'll never be able to get it through there. And there's our needle. So now you'll take your needle, pull the needle out. Now you'll notice you're going to let go of the needle, and you're going to grab the thread and grab it close to the strap. Now you'll go to the other end of the strap where you start to turn, it looks like it's trying to curl inside. That's what you want. You want that to go inside of the strap. By doing this on the soft side or the stretch of the fabric, you can kind of easily get it inside. You want that to go inside. You see how it's going inside of the, it's curling inside, the seam is curling inside of the strap. That's what you want, it's turning. So now you're just going to slightly, I'm pulling, see, I'm grabbing the inside of the strap and I'm pulling. Now as you do that, you want to keep pushing the fabric down, and as you push it down, you're just going to kind of gather it down. See, I'm just kind of sliding it down. And what I like to do is once the strap gets exposed, then I'll grab the strap, because now you got something to hold on to. Now you got the end, and you're just going to slightly pull a little bit at a time. And as you pull a little bit at a time, you are slowly turning your strap. Now when the strap gets straight again, you just want to push down till you get some more and you expose more of the strap. And you're simply pulling, pulling, pulling. Now you want to gather some more and pull, 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 and keep pulling until finally the strap is turned. And once it turns, this is the result that you get. And if you press it down, then once it pressed, it looks like this. So if you don't have the wonderful magic turning tubes, you can always use what you have right in your sewing room. So I hope this has been helpful. Happy sewing!